Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, we have Warden of Order Melion, who is essentially the lead salesman for Dragon Gwyneth. When I read this guy's kit, I think, okay, not enough people bought enough summons to get Dragon Gwyneth to ascended or well invested, so they needed to give you another reason to do it. This guy's kit is so just Gwyneth catered, in my opinion, that it feels like he is a marketing strategy for Gwyneth. So I'm actually really curious to test this guy out with a low invested Gwyneth and see how it goes. But we'll get into his kit and you'll kind of understand why as we go through it. So let's get it. And dude looks pretty cracked in my opinion, just in general as well. But he looks like it's just so telegraphed that he is meant to be paired with Gwyneth. But let's get into it and take a look at his skills. Let's expand. Okay. He uses this is his ultimate, uses Dragon's Fury to summon 2 moving light walls. Enemies caught between the walls are pushed to the center. When the walls shatter, they deal Dragon Speed damage, stunning enemies for 3 seconds and reduce their movement speed by 50% for 6 seconds. He is immune to control effects while casting this skill. For skill ups, if his Exemplar is alive, which is the dragon with the highest attack on his team, which will be Gwyneth, then the light walls push enemies towards their position, meaning it's basically like a vertical, the walls are vertical. So if Gwyneth is sitting up here and she's the Exemplar, it'll push them up the top. If she's sitting in the middle, it'll squish them to the middle. That's the basic thing we're looking at. Hopefully that made sense with my hands. Holy shit, I don't even know if I did that right. Okay, next one. If the skill Restraining Disciple is unlocked, an additional ceiling array appears when the walls shatter. That's this one. You'll see the ceiling arrays when we get it. All right, next one, passive. Every time he casts a spell, he accumulates perception power. Basic attack gives 2 points. It goes through what gives him points. Perception power is capped at 100. When his skills inflict control effects on enemies, every 1 point of percept power increases the duration of the control effects by 0.5%. Take out the seconds. I read this, and because I read 0.5 seconds, I'm like, are you serious? At 100 points, we're adding 50 seconds onto this bad boy? Like, everything's going to be CC'd for the whole fight. But I think it's just 0.5%. I don't know why they wrote seconds in there. And then the skill ups just give us extra points generation. The next one is the Restraining Discipline. Activates a rune to cast a light magic, targeting the enemy with the highest damage. This attack deals damage for 230% of his attack rating to the target and nearby enemies, immobilizing them for 3 seconds. In addition, a ceiling array is created that prevents enemies within it from using ultimates for 5 seconds. That's what this ceiling array is. When it shatters, it gives you another ceiling array. Now, damage increased. As his perception power increases, it extends the duration of the ceiling array. And then for 30 engraving, enemies caught in 2 ceiling arrays at once are prevented from healing, and those in 3 arrays cannot recover energy. So I do think we could get some crazy plays with the guy where you just trap everyone into the arrays and then it's just no ults and GG's. And then he's going to be extending the duration of his stuns as well from his ultimate. You'll see later that he actually gets pretty decent energy, and then it's like boom, boom, boom. I don't know. I feel like that's what we're going to see with him. I think we're going to get some crazy plays. At the start of battle, he selects the Draconis hero among his allies with the highest initial attack rating, excluding himself, as the Exemplar, boosting their attack speed by 36, crit rating by 36, and Dragon Speak amplification by 36. While casting the skill, he is immune to control effects. If he dies, the Exemplar's buff remains for another 6 seconds, goes up to 12 seconds with standard skill ups. Then at 60 engraving, when the Exemplar deals damage, the closer they are, the closer they and the enemies are to being in the same row, the more damage is dealt, up to an increase of 60%. So this is basically saying, use him with Gwyneth and she deals an extra 60% damage with those huge base attacks. That's pretty much what this is saying, because his ult is going to push them in line with it. So like, it is so cater-made. All right, so let's go into his signature item. At the start of battle, he gains 3 energy for each point of initial insight he has. It goes up up to 5 energy per point of insight. Then level 20, when he takes fatal damage, he consumes any available percept power to avoid death. For the next 1 second, he's immune to all damage and control effects and recovers 20% of his max health per second. Each point of percept power consumed extends this effect by 0.3 seconds. I believe that's the invincibility effect. So if he has 100 of them, 0.03 seconds, sorry. So if he's got 100, it's an extra 3 seconds. This effect can only be triggered once per battle. Level 30, at the start of battle, he gains 0.5 percept power for each point of initial insight. If you haven't figured it out, I think your collections are going to want some insight on them. And then 40, when Melion maxes out his percept power, his normal attacks is replaced with the skill Restraining Discipline, which, once again, Restraining Discipline was this one. So he's going to spam this shit, and that's how you're going to get easy 3 of those bad boys on the field. But it's replaced with that, which deals additional damage for 5% of the target's max health, up to 400% of his attack. So we get extra damage out of him at that point. Then we go into the exclusive furniture. When Melion or his exemplar deals normal attack damage, and once again, normal attack damage, I wonder who this could be for. They inflict additional 120% health loss based on their combined attack rating. And I feel like if you get him decently built and you have a low investment Gwyneth, this is why I'm thinking, because it stacks with his, I feel like we could get some crazy numbers still. Like, could be like a Wake and Belinda's kind of situation. This effect can be triggered up to 5 times every 1 second. When Melion or his exemplar applies a control effect, the target takes 36% more damage for 5 seconds. The increased damage from Melion and his exemplar are calculated separately. So, once again, if you get once they're both applying control, we're now, what are we up to, a 72% damage amplification? Like, this is where I think this guy is going to be, I think he's going to be good. I've had bad takes before. I completely get that, but I think he's going to be good. So let's see. The problem is I'm just not going to, like, it's just, I just think that the whole dragon system has been way too clunky. But let's go ahead and take a look at his skills. Let's put on 1 speed. Oh, look at that black background. There we go. All right, so you can see the pluses as he gains his extra points. +3, +3. There he goes. Here's the ult. And they're stunned. And then you can see we've got 2 of those things. Like, wait, let's get him stacked up. Actually, I don't know if it has an indicator when he's at max stacks. It'd be cool if there was a little gauge on top of his head to, you know, like how far along he was for his stacks kind of thing. But you can see, like, the stun's a decent little period. All right, let's go over here, because now we've got all the bonuses. So let's take a look. Oh, look at that. We get Gwyneth in the trial. Fancy that. Who would have thought? All right, let's try this. All right. Let's go. Oh, no, Gwyneth's facing backwards. Oh, well, everything's dead. Yeah, like you can't really figure out too much from this. Let's back out. I don't think he can, but let's see if he can solo, because he does have 1 cheat death, but it won't be able to stack high enough. I don't know what his insight is at base. Like, let's check his stats. Can we check stats as we go into this? Let's have a look. No, we can't check stats. All right. Let's just see how he goes. Oh, dude, I thought he was gonna get it. Nah, anyway, yeah, there's not much point, because it's just like we don't get to see any, like, it's yeah, like we can't really test too much, because Gwyneth's just gonna ult and then everything's dead, and it's just like GG's. Thanks for coming. So that's like we gotta wait and test him. We gotta wait and test him. We'll get the trial version and have a look. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. I think this guy is going to be very good. I think he's cater-made to be supporting Gwyneth. I hope that, honestly, from this, I hope that even a low Ascension Gwyneth can be good with him, because then that gives me a reason to get a copy of Gwyneth, especially on my new account, and then play her. But the problem is, once again, I still feel like the dragon system is a bit clunky in getting them, and it would be nice if they were just another faction in normal summons that we could then get some from. I would have loved that. It's just like spending 5,000 diamonds. It's like, guys, you're not giving us enough summons. I don't know. It's a bit clunky, but dude, Gwyneth looks so cool. And I like this guy with her. So anyway, I'm going to shut up now as always. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.